Book 69, Drinks. Narrated Ibn Umar. Allah's Apostle said, whoever drinks alcoholic drinks in the world and does not repent, before dying, will be deprived of it in the hereafter. Narrated Abu Hurairah, on the night Allah's Apostle was taken on a night journey, Miraj, 2 cups, one containing wine and the other milk, were presented to him at Jerusalem. He looked at it and took the cup of milk. Gabriel said, "Praise be to Allah who guided you to al-Fitra, the right path. If you had taken the cup of wine, your nation would have gone astray." Narrated Anas, I heard from Allah's Apostle a narration which none other than I will narrate to you. The Prophet said, from among the portents of the hour are the following: general ignorance in religious affairs will prevail, religious knowledge will decrease, illegal sexual intercourse will prevail, alcoholic drinks will be drunk in abundance, men will decrease and women will increase, so much so that for every 50 women there will be one man to look after them. Narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet said, an adulterer, at the time he is committing illegal sexual intercourse, is not a believer, and a person, at the time of drinking an alcoholic drink, is not a believer, and a thief, at the time of stealing, is not a believer. Ibn Shihab said, Abdul Malik bin Abi Bakr bin Abdurrahman bin al-Harith bin Hisham told me that Abu Bakr used to narrate that narration to him on the authority of Abu Hurairah. He used to add that Abu Bakr used to mention, besides the above cases, and he who robs, takes illegally something by force, while the people are looking at him, is not a believer at the time he is robbing, taking. Narrated Ibn Umar, alcoholic drinks were prohibited, by Allah, when there was nothing of it, special kind of wine, in Medina. Narrated Anas, alcoholic drinks were prohibited at the time we could rarely find wine made from grapes in Medina, for most of our liquors were made from unripe and ripe dates. Narrated Ibn Umar, Umar stood up on the pulpit and said, now then, prohibition of alcoholic drinks have been revealed, and these drinks are prepared from 5 things, that is, grapes, dates, honey, wheat or barley, and an alcoholic drink is that disturbs the mind. Narrated Anas bin Malik, I was serving Abu Ubaidah, Abu Talha and Ubay bin Kab with a drink prepared from ripe and unripe dates. Then somebody came to them and said, alcoholic drinks have been prohibited. On hearing that, Abu Talha said, get up, O Anas, and pour, throw it out. So I poured, threw it out. Narrated Anas, while I was waiting on my uncles and serving them with wine prepared from dates, and I was the youngest of them, it was said, alcoholic drinks have been prohibited. So they said to me, throw it away. So I threw it away. Narrated Anas bin Malik, alcoholic drinks were prohibited. At that time these drinks used to be prepared from unripe and ripe dates. Narrated Aisha, Allah's Apostle was asked about albit. He said, all drinks that intoxicate are unlawful to drink. Narrated Aisha, Allah's Apostle was asked about albit, a liquor prepared from honey which the Yemenites used to drink. Allah's Apostle said, all drinks that intoxicate are unlawful to drink. Anas bin Malik said, Allah's Apostle said, do not make drinks in ad-duban or in al-musafat. Abu Hurairah used to add to them al-hantam and nakia. Narrated Ibn Umar, Umar delivered a sermon on the pulpit of Allah's Apostle, saying, alcoholic drinks were prohibited by divine order, and these drinks used to be prepared from 5 things, that is, grapes, dates, wheat, barley and honey. Alcoholic drink is that disturbs the mind. Umar added, I wish Allah's Apostle had not left us before he had given us definite verdicts concerning 3 matters, that is, how much a grandfather may inherit, of his grandson, the inheritance of al-kalala, the deceased person among whose heirs there is no father or son, and various types of riba 1, usury. Narrated Umar, alcoholic drinks are prepared from 5 things, that is, raisins, dates, wheat, barley and honey. Narrated Abu Amir or Abu Malik al-Ash'ari, that he heard the Prophet saying, from among my followers there will be some people who will consider illegal sexual intercourse, the wearing of silk, the drinking of alcoholic drinks and the use of musical instruments, as lawful. And there will be some people who will stay near the side of a mountain, and in the evening their shepherd will come to them with their sheep and ask them for something, but they will say to him, "Return to us tomorrow." Allah will destroy them during the night and will let the mountain fall on them, and he will transform the rest of them into monkeys and pigs, and they will remain so till the day of resurrection. Narrated Sal, Abu Zayd as-Sudi came and invited Allah's apostle on the occasion of his wedding. His wife, who was the bride, was serving them. Do you know what drink she prepared for Allah's apostle? She had soaked some dates in water in a tear overnight. Narrated Jabir, Allah's apostle forbade the use of certain containers, but the Ansar said, "We cannot dispense with them." The Prophet then said, "If so, then use them." Narrated Abdullah bin Amr, when the Prophet forbade the use of certain containers that were used for preparing alcoholic drinks, somebody said to the Prophet, "But not all the people can find skins." So he allowed them to use clay jars not covered with pitch. Narrated Ali, the Prophet forbade the use of ad-dub and al-musafat. Narrated Al-Amash, as above, 494. Narrated Ibrahim, I asked Al-Aswad, "Did you ask Aisha, mother of the believers, about the containers in which it is disliked to prepare non-alcoholic drinks?" He said, "Yes." I said to her, "O mother of the believers, what containers did the Prophet forbid to use for preparing non-alcoholic drinks?" She said, "The Prophet forbade us, his family, to prepare non-alcoholic drinks in ad-dub and al-musafat." I asked, "Didn't you mention al-jar and al-hantam?" She said, "I tell what I have heard, shall I tell you what I have not heard?" Narrated Ash-Shaybani, I heard Abdullah bin Abi Awfa saying, "The Prophet forbade the use of green jars." I said, "Shall we drink out of white jars?" He said, "No." Narrated Sal bin Sa'd, Abu Zayd as-Sudi invited the Prophet to his wedding banquet. At that time his wife was serving them and she was the bride. She said, "Do you know what kind of syrup I made for Allah's apostle? I soaked some dates in water in a bowl overnight." Narrated Abu al-Juwayriyah, I asked Ibn Abbas about al-Badak. He said, Muhammad prohibited alcoholic drinks before it was called al-Badak, by saying, "Any drink that intoxicates is unlawful." I said, "What about good lawful drinks?" He said, "Apart from what is lawful and good, all other things are unlawful and not good, unclean al-Kabith." Narrated Aisha, the Prophet used to like sweet edible things and honey. Narrated Anas, while I was serving Abu Talha, Abu Dujana and Abu Suhail bin al-Baida with a drink made from a mixture of unripe and ripe dates, alcoholic drinks, were made unlawful, whereupon I threw it away, and I was their butler and the youngest of them, and we used to consider that drink as an alcoholic drink in those days. Narrated Jabir, the Prophet forbade the drinking of alcoholic drinks prepared from raisins, dates, unripe dates and fresh ripe dates. Narrated Abu Qatada, the Prophet forbade the mixing of ripe and unripe dates and also the mixing of dates and raisins, for preparing a syrup, but the syrup of each kind of fruit should be prepared separately. One may have such drinks as long as it is fresh. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's apostle was presented a bowl of milk and a bowl of wine on the night he was taken on a journey, al-Miraj. Narrated al-Fadl, the people doubted whether Allah's apostle was fasting or the day of Arafat or not. So I sent a cup containing milk to him and he drank it. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, Abu Humayd brought a cup of mix from a place called al-Naqi. Allah's apostle said to him, "Will you not cover it, even by placing a stick across it?" Narrated Jabir, Abu Humayd, an Ansari man, came from an-Naqi carrying a cup of milk to the Prophet. The Prophet said, "Will you not cover it even by placing a stick across it?" Narrated al-Bara, the Prophet came from Mecca with Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr said, "We passed by a shepherd and at that time Allah's apostle was thirsty. I milked a little milk in a bowl and Allah's apostle drank till I was pleased. Zuraka bin Jusham came to us riding a horse, chasing us. The Prophet invoked evil upon him, whereupon Zuraka requested him not to invoke evil upon him, in which case he would go back. The Prophet agreed. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Apostle said, the best object of charity is a she-camel which has, newly, given birth and gives plenty of milk, or a she-goat which gives plenty of milk, and is given to somebody to utilize its milk by milking one bowl in the morning and one in the evening. Narrated Ibn Abbas, Allah's Apostle drank milk and then rinsed his mouth and said, it contains fat. The Prophet added, I was raised to the lote tree and saw 4 rivers, 2 of which were coming out and 2 going in. Those which were coming out were the Nile and the Euphrates, and those which were going in were 2 rivers in paradise. Then I was given 3 bowls, one containing milk, and another containing honey, and a third containing wine. I took the bowl containing milk and drank it. It was said to me, you and your followers will be on the right path of Islam. Narrated Anas bin Malik, Abu Talha had the largest number of date palms from amongst the Ansars of Medina. The dearest of his property to him was Bir Aruha garden which was facing the Prophet's mosque. Allah's Apostle used to enter it and drink of its good fresh water. When the holy verse by no means shall you attain righteousness unless you spend, in charity, of that which you love. 3.92, was revealed, Abu Talha got up and said, O Allah's Apostle, Allah says, by no means shall you attain righteousness unless you spend of that which you love, and the dearest of my property to me is the Bir Aruha garden and I want to give it in charity in Allah's cause, seeking to be rewarded by Allah for that. So you can spend it, O Allah's Apostle, wherever Allah instructs you. Allah's Apostle said, good. That is a perishable, or profitable, wealth. Abdullah is in doubt as to which word was used. He said, I have heard what you have said but in my opinion you'd better give it to your kith and kin. On that Abu Talha said, I will do so, O Allah's Apostle. Abu Talha distributed that garden among his kith and kin and cousins. Narrated Anas bin Malik, I saw Allah's Apostle drinking milk. He came to my house and I milked a sheep and then mixed the milk with water from the well for Allah's Apostle. He took the bowl and drank while on his left there was sitting Abu Bakr, and on his right there was a Bedouin. He then gave the remaining milk to the Bedouin and said, the right, first. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, Allah's Apostle and one of his companions entered upon an Ansari man and the Prophet said to him, if you have water kept overnight in a water skin, give us, otherwise we will drink water by putting our mouth in it. The man was watering his garden then. He said, O Allah's Apostle, I have water kept overnight, let us go to the shade. So he took them both there and poured water into a bowl and milked a domestic goat of his in it. Allah's Apostle drank, and then the man who had come along with him, drank. Narrated Aisha, the Prophet used to like sweet edible things, syrup, etc., and honey. Narrated An-Natsl, all came to the gate of the courtyard of the mosque, and drank water, while he was standing and said, some people dislike to drink while standing, but I saw the Prophet drinking water, as you have seen me doing now. Narrated An-Natsl bin Sabra, Ali offered the zuhr and then sat down in the wide courtyard of the mosque of Kifah in order to deal with the affairs of the people till the Asr prayer became due. Then water was brought to him and he drank of it, washed his face, hands, head and feet. Then he stood up and drank the remaining water while he was standing, and said, some people dislike to drink water while standing. Thought the Prophet did as I have just done. Narrated Ibn Abbas, the Prophet drank Zamzam, water, while standing. Narrated al-Fadl, daughter of Al-Harith, that she sent a bowl of milk to the Prophet while he was standing, at Arafat, in the afternoon of the day of Arafat. He took it in his hands and drank it. Narrated Abu Nadr, the Prophet was on the back of his camel. Narrated Anas bin Malik, milk mixed with water was brought to Allah's Apostle while a Bedouin was on his right and Abu Bakr was on his left. He drank of it, and then gave it to the Bedouin and said, the right, first. Narrated Sal bin Sa'd, Allah's Apostle was offered something to drink. He drank of it while on his right was a boy and on his left were some elderly people. He said to the boy, may I give these elderly people first? The boy said, By Allah, O Allah's Apostle, I will not give up my share from you to somebody else. On that Allah's Apostle placed the cup in the hand of that boy. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, the Prophet and one of his companions entered upon an Ansari man. The Prophet and his companion greeted the man, and he replied, O Allah's Apostle, let my father and mother be sacrificed for you. It is hot. While he was watering his garden, the Prophet asked him, if you have water kept overnight in a water skin, give us, or else we will drink by putting our mouths in the basin. The man was watering the garden. The man said, O Allah's Apostle, I have water kept overnight in a water skin. He went to the shade and poured some water into a bowl and milked some milk from a domestic goat in it. The Prophet drank and then gave the bowl to the man who had come along with him to drink. Narrated Anas, I was waiting on my uncles, serving them with an alcoholic drink prepared from dates, and I was the youngest of them. Suddenly, it was said that alcoholic drinks had been prohibited. So they said to me, throw it away. And I threw it away. The sub-narrator said, I asked Anas what their drink was made from. He replied, from ripe dates and unripe dates. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, Allah's Apostle said, when night falls, or when it is evening, stop your children from going out, for the devils spread out at that time. But when an hour of the night has passed, release them and close the doors and mention Allah's name, for Satan does not open a closed door. Tie the mouth of your water skin and mention Allah's name, cover your containers and utensils and mention Allah's name. Cover them even by placing something across it, and extinguish your lamps. Narrated Jabir, Allah's Apostle said, extinguish the lamps when you go to bed, close your doors, tie the mouths of your water skins, and cover the food and drinks. I think he added, even with a stick you place across the container. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, Allah's Apostle forbade the bending of the mouths of water skins for the sake of drinking from them. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, I heard Allah's Apostle forbidding the drinking of water by bending the mouths of water skins, that is, drinking from the mouths directly. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Apostle forbade drinking directly from the mouth of a water skin or other leather containers, and forbade preventing one's neighbor from fixing a peg in the wall of one's house. Narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet forbade the drinking of water directly from the mouth of a water skin. Narrated Ibn Abbas, the Prophet forbade the drinking of water direct from the mouth of a water skin. Narrated Abu Qatada, Allah's Apostle said, when you drink water, do not breathe in the vessel, and when you urinate, do not touch your penis with your right hand. And when you cleanse yourself after defecation, do not choose your right hand. Narrated Thamama bin Abdullah, Anas used to breathe twice or thrice in the vessel, while drinking, and used to say that the Prophet used to take 3 breaths while drinking. Narrated Ibn Abi Layla, while Hudayta was at Madwin, he asked for water. The chief of the village brought him a silver vessel. Hudayfa threw it away and said, I have thrown it away because I told him not to use it, but he has not stopped using it. The Prophet forbade us to wear clothes of silk or dibaj, and to drink in gold or silver utensils, and said, these things are for them, unbelievers, in this world and for you, Muslims, in the hereafter. Narrated Hudayfa, the Prophet said, do not drink in gold or silver utensils, and do not wear clothes of silk or dibaj, for these things are for them, unbelievers, in this world and for you in the hereafter. Narrated Salama, the wife of the Prophet, Allah's Apostle said, he who drinks in silver utensils is only filling his abdomen with hellfire. Narrated Al-Bara bin Azib, Allah's Apostle ordered us to do 7 things and forbade us from 7. He ordered us to visit the sick, to follow funeral processions, to say, to a sneezer, may Allah bestow His mercy on you, if he says, praise be to Allah, to accept invitations, to greet everybody, to help the oppressed and to help others to fulfill their oaths. He forbade us to wear gold rings, to drink in silver utensils, to use ma'atha, silken carpets placed on saddles, to wear al-kisi, a kind of silken cloth, to wear silk, dibaj or istabrak, 2 kinds of silk. Narrated Al-Fadl, that the people were in doubt whether the Prophet was fasting on the day of Arafat or not, so a wooden drinking vessel full of milk was sent to him, and he drank it. Narrated Sal bin Sa'd, an Arab lady was mentioned to the Prophet, so he asked Abu Zayd as-Sadi to send for her, and he sent for her and she came and stayed in the castle of Bani Sa'idah. The Prophet came out and went to her and entered upon her. Behold, it was a lady sitting with a drooping head. When the Prophet spoke to her, she said, I seek refuge with Allah from you. He said, I grant you refuge from me. They said to her, do you know who this is? She said, no. They said, this is Allah's apostle who has come to command your hand in marriage. She said, I am very unlucky to lose this chance. Then the Prophet and his companions went towards the shed of Bani Sa'idah and sat there. Then he said, give us water, O Sal. So I took out this drinking bowl and gave them water in it. The sub-narrator added, Sal took out for us that very drinking bowl and we all drank from it. Later on Umar bin Abdulaziz requested Sal to give it to him as a present, and he gave it to him as a present. Narrated Isma al-Awwal, I saw the drinking bowl of the Prophet with Anas bin Malik, and it had been broken, and he had mended it with silver plates. That drinking bowl was quite wide and made of nadar wood. Anas said, I gave water to the Prophet in that bowl more than so and so, for a long period. Ibn Sirin said, around that bowl there was an iron ring, and Anas wanted to replace it with a silver or gold ring. But Abu Talha said to him, do not change a thing that Allah's apostle has made. So Anas left it as it was. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, I was with the Prophet and the time for the Asr prayer became due. We had no water with us except a little which was put in a vessel and was brought to the Prophet. He put his hand into it and spread out his fingers and then said, come along. Hurry up. All those who want to perform ablution. The blessing is from Allah. I saw the water gushing out from his fingers. So the people performed the ablution and drank, and I tried to drink more of that water, beyond my thirst and capacity, for I knew that it was a blessing. The sub-narrator said, I asked Jabir, how many persons were you then? He replied, we were 1,400 men. Salim said, Jabir said, 1,500.